has begun. Did you?
Is it on?
Yeah, well, it's starting. We are live.
We live?
Saturday Night Live. What time does that show usually start? Like 10 p.m.?
I don't know.
You don't say.
I've watched like the old school reruns, but never like.
You never watched it?
I don't know that I ever watched it live. I think I always just watched the reruns, but man, there were some good reruns.
I honestly can totally admit that I've probably watched any skit less than 5 times.
That's okay.
That show.
All right, what is happening? Facebook, IG.
Books?
We are on today. I am one of your hosts, Jacob.
I'm Emily.
And we are going to talk about a cut or a calorie deficit as far as it comes to nutrition, working out, etc., life in general. So we're going to cut you, and then we're going to talk about some stuff. All right, so first up, Emily,
First.
I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
When you hear, hey, I'm going to go on a cut or I'm going to go on a caloric deficit or whatever that is, maybe you say it, what does that mean to you?
I'm going to be eating less, that's for sure. I'm going to be freaking hungry. Honestly. I think I'm going to be eating less, but yeah, I'm going to be eating less, and usually I don't get really tired until towards the end of it. So the energy is not that it's, the low energy is not really tough until towards the end of that season.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So to all out there that don't know, we're talking about a cut or calorie deficit or things like that, like, hey, I want to drop some body fat. Basically what that is you're eating below whatever your maintenance calories is. So quick, easy math, if you burn 2,000 calories in a day and you wanted to lose some weight or lose some fat mass, you would want to go into a calorie deficit or aka a cut. So you need to eat anything under that 2,000 calories. So a good healthy rate is usually around 500 calories less, whatever it is that your calorie maintenance is, which is different for everybody, but that's usually a cut. So when we say, hey, I'm going to go on a caloric deficit, you're probably going to be eating less than what you're normally used to. But if you do it the right way, it doesn't have to be miserable the whole time. Mm-hmm. Now that's where a lot of people get it wrong. So we're going to talk about these 4 things to set you up for success if your body's ready for a calorie deficit or a cut. And bye, society. All right. So first up, key point number 1. If you're in a calorie deficit or a cut, you have to plan ahead. You have to think about what you're going to eat the next day, the next week, whatever it is, or how far in advance. You can't just be, oh, hey, I'm going to wake up and figure it out as I go. You're not going to be successful that way. You can maybe get a couple of days going, but if you don't plan ahead, it's not going to work out very well.
Yeah, I've totally tried that before. Not even like intentionally. I just schedule got backed up. I didn't prep. And I was like, surely I'm going to make it work. And you will never guess what week I absolutely did terrible on when I went on a cut.
Yeah. So when you're thinking about going to a calorie deficit or a cut, you have to plan ahead. It just cannot be, hey, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to just count my calories as the day goes on, and then once I reach however many calories, then I'm done for the day. Well, you may be done for the day at 3 p.m.
When I do that, it's the worst.
Yeah,
I'm like eating pretzel bites filled with peanut butter.
Yeah, you're going to be done. I'm telling you, at like 3 p.m., you're going to blow through all your calories, and then you're going to be starving, and then eventually what's going to happen, you're going to be like, I'm going to start next week, so I'm just going to get back to eating my normal calories and rinse and repeat.
Or you're
going to
eat 2 packs of Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, or you're just going to eat your maintenance calories for that day, and then you didn't really do anything, right?
Shoot the
So
week in one
you
day.
have to plan ahead, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to always have the same breakfast and lunch. Because if you know you eat the same thing for breakfast and lunch for at least for that week, then you know how many calories that is, which saves you so many calories for your snacks and dinner and so on and such forth. So that's what I always do. Lunches, dinners are always prepped. Usually dinner is prepped as well, but sometimes it's off the rails. You never know. But
you can also have variability You can also even go to meal prep companies. It's really just about how much, what your budget is.
Yeah.
Like, if you got the money and you're like, hey, I hate eating the same things every day, you're totally, but, it's a lot of money versus if you just buy in bulk.
I'm for sure going to do that someday. Like, I don't want to have to prep.
Yeah, that's on my goal.
Yeah.
My mom actually sent me that the other day.
Yeah,
she sent me a link, and she was like, here's this. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. Let me just go ahead and spend $1,000.
Yeah, that may be my number one bucket list.
Oh, yeah, it's
meal
100%
prep.
on there.
Like, number one.
I hate meal
out of
prepping.
Trips, this, that, meal prep.
I'm not a fan of it.
All right, number 2. When you're in a deficit, you have to make protein a priority. If protein's not a priority, then you're just potentially losing weight, which is probably going to be muscle mass and fat mass. That's not good.
How much
That's
should
not
you be
what you
aiming
want.
for?
How much should you be aiming for what?
How much protein should you be aiming for?
So the average person needs anywhere from 0.7 to 1.2 grams per pound that you weigh. So you could just make it really simple. However much you weigh, that's how many grams of protein that you need. So if you were 160 pounds, you need roughly 160 grams of protein. And this is to bare minimally sustain what muscle mass you have. So that way when you do actually start to lose weight, you're not just losing muscle and fat, you're going to lose primarily fat mass. So if you don't make protein a priority, you're potentially just losing overall weight. We don't want that. What's happening?
Go ahead.
So make sure that once again, when you're planning ahead, that you're planning that spacing of protein. So once again, for example, you weigh 160 pounds, divide that amongst your 3 meals and one of your snacks, and that'll give you roughly 160 grams. And then that way, one of your other snacks for the day doesn't have to be so protein focused. It can be something delicious. Like even whenever I'm on a caloric deficit, I still eat some Kit Kats. I still have Cheerios or this or that because I've already planned out my nutrients. I've already planned out my protein. I'm good to go. So protein has to be a priority, not trying to lose weight loss. You're trying to lose fat mass.
Yeah, I think it's really important to be able to incorporate the foods you enjoy in your cut, whatever it may be. I know, like, it might sound crazy, but like for me, rice cakes, freaking love them. They're my go-tos, and I totally,
eat a lot of rice cakes.
I think I was on a season where I was probably eating like 7 a day.
At least
7 or 10 a day. I mean,
maybe a whole package every other day. And a whole package is like 10 to 12, 14. Yeah.
Yeah. Last Friday I ate a whole entire package.
All right. Number 3, you can't stay in a cut forever.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness. It's a pandemic. I'm really sorry, you 40-plus-year-old ladies. I'm really sorry, but I have to call you out. Y'all are eating like 800 to 1,200 calories. You're not losing any weight, and you're extremely frustrated, and you're not eating because you started in a caloric deficit and you kept staying in it. So what happens? Your metabolism slowed down. So now you can't burn fat the same way. So that's what happens when you stay in a caloric deficit for too long. If you're in a caloric deficit and you're losing some weight, hopefully it's fat mass, and you start to notice that nothing's happening. You feel terrible, nothing's happening, you're not losing any weight or fat, it's time to get out of that caloric deficit. Because what's happening is your metabolism's slowing down. So you're no longer burning the same amount of calories. Even though your work capacity is the same, you're no longer burning the same amount of calories.
So how long should a cut be?
It's different for everybody because we all start at different body fat percentages.
Fish in a rice cake.
Fish in a rice cake. So for me, I stay at a relatively low body fat percentage all year round. So I can do a hard cut for about 6 weeks. At that 6 weeks mark, I'm done. My body does not like it anymore. I'm losing energy. I'm not making very much progress. It's time to get out of there. And maybe I get out of there for a month, and then I can go right back into it. For somebody who has like 40 or 50 pounds that they need to be losing, they could stay in there for 2 months, potentially 3 months, but it would not be super hard. They would have to gradually stepstone into it. And even that, I still give them a refeed day. Like, yeah, maybe they're 500 calories under for 6 days, and then one of those days I'm still making sure that their metabolism's staying somewhat high. So I'd say, hey, go enjoy a splurge meal or this or that. So you cannot stay in a caloric deficit for forever.
What is like max?
Once again, it's different. It's really tough because your metabolism has to be good, and if you stay in it for a longer time, that usually means you have more body fat that needs to come off.
Yeah, true.
So if it took you 5 years to gain those 30 pounds,
you can't be mad if it takes you 2 to take them off.
It's going to take longer than 3 months to get it all off. Trust me. It's like running a marathon. Are you going to sprint through that marathon trying to finish quicker? Probably not. You're probably going to jog through it. You may even have to take a break, water break, maybe a bathroom break. Who knows? But you're probably not sprinting through that marathon.
If you are, let me know who you are. If you are sprinting a marathon, I will literally meal prep for you.
Yeah. Okay. And then number 4 here, maybe the most important thing, okay? Sometimes you're going to be hungry. You don't have any calories left.
Shut it, coach.
And you have to just drink some water. It's going to happen. Happens to all of us.
Yep.
Coaches are the worst about this because we try to hack the system. We're like, okay, I'll go work out again so I can eat some more.
Yeah.
Like, no, sometimes you are going to be a little hungry.
Yep.
Now, if you're starving, then that's usually a sign that either you didn't pick the right kinds of food, meaning maybe you ate your 1,200 calories of pizza instead of 1,200 calories of lean meats, veggies, and fruits, in which case, obviously, that's not going to, the pizza's not going to make you full for very long. But if you're choosing the right things, nutrient-dense foods, you space it out properly, you make protein a priority, you're drinking plenty of water, sometimes you're going to be hungry.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to be, literally starving unless you are intentionally, cutting for something specific, like a bodybuilding show or something like that. Other than that, whenever I went through one, I was hungry, but it wasn't ever to a point, where I was just I think it was in the 4 months that I did it, I went crazy on food. But other than that, once or twice, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't ever to a point where it was just ready to stab someone.
And if you are to that point, you're either, once again, not picking the right nutrient-dense foods, or you've gone too long in that cut and it's time to back out of it. All right. Coach, you got anything?
No, I definitely I would definitely say the aftermath of finishing a cut, what are your recommendations for someone who has just finished a cut?
To kind of hold on too much or hold on to what you're doing?
Well, yeah, and so there's so that you don't go nuts when you finish a cut.
That's a good question. So
psychologically and,
Yeah. So let's say you just got off of a 6-week cut, you lost 6 pounds of fat mass, you're looking pretty good, maybe you feel a little tired, but you're like, oh man, I just did all this hard work, now I can go eat whatever I want for the next 3 days. Well, that's probably not a good idea.
Personal experience, it's a terrible idea, actually.
That's not a good idea. Go enjoy something, right? And even if you're doing a cut the right way, you're still getting splurges in there from time to time. So you shouldn't just be 100% on it for those 6 straight weeks.
Even bodybuilders who do that as a passion literally have intentional days where they get to eat more than their deficit.
Yeah, so if let's say you're perfect for 6 weeks, it's going to be extremely tough to be perfect knowing that no longer you've already made your goal or you're extremely close to your goal. It's going to be really hard to try to be perfect again. What I tell everybody is don't be perfect. Don't be 100% on it all the time. Be 80% on it, because it's just like running a marathon. Instead of trying to sprint through that marathon, trying to go all out 100%, be 80%. Yeah, you may get there a little slower, but you're probably going to get there. Being in a calorie deficit or whatever your fitness health goal is, don't be 100% on it, because eventually it's going to crash and burn, because nobody can hold 100% for forever. If you're just us everyday average people,
this is literally our job, and we cannot.
Just be 80% on it. You can be really, really consistent for a long time being 80% versus 100%. The only people that should be 100%, if you're competing for a bodybuilding show, you absolutely have to be 100%. Bare minimum.
In every area, not even just food.
Yeah, you have to be perfect.
You have to
if
be.
If you're not being in a bodybuilding show, you don't have to be perfect. Because you can trip up 20% of the time, and be on it 80% of the time, and you will 100% get to your goal.
Be perfect.
Yeah, maybe you'll get there 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So instead of a 6-week cut, maybe you get there in 8 weeks, but you can able to sustain those 8 weeks versus trying to be perfect for 6 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks you pretty much gain it all right back, which is basically what a fad diet is. Fad diet wants you to be perfect for 4 weeks, you lose 20 pounds, and then what happens? You can't be perfect anymore, so you gain that 20 pounds right back up. Right?
Bada bang, bada boom, son.
All right.
Well, hey, we enjoyed that quick show. We hope you got something out of that.
Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, concerns, you want to contact us, shoot a message in here,
help,
send us a DM. If you want to talk to a nutrition coach, we have one in-house. He's all right.
He's pretty cool.
He's pretty good sometimes.
What's his name?
If you just have questions, just let us know. I am the head nutrition coach here at Vive Society. Emily has been through my program, goes through the program, fluctuates whenever she wants to, can get to a goal. She's changed her goal like 17 times, and she can get to any single one of them that she wants to. She can.
Watch out! I'm gonna be a professional bodybuilder now.
Okay. All right. So, professional bodybuilder on the way.
I'm coming.
Nutrition coach here. If you guys have any more questions, concerns, let us know. We love to answer questions. We love to help you out, give you as much free information as we can. All right. Thank you guys again.
Y'all later.
See
Peace.
y'all later.